Oh, good evening everyone. My name is John Wright, aka Double O Raven. It's the FRL Halloween Party Spa Mega Grid. Yeah, I am not quite 100% at the moment, slightly under the weather, but we'll crack on with as much of the action as we can. Excuse me a moment. If I can catch my breath long enough, but we will crack on. We have got, as you can see, it is Spa, it is the Mega Grid, everything but the GT3s on display. 71 cars taking part in tonight's Halloween extravaganza. It promises to be an absolute barn burner. There's no mandatory stops, no mandatory pit stops for the drivers this evening. 6 classes out on track, the GT2s, the GT4s, no GT3s, the BMW M2s, the Porsche Cup, the Ferrari Challenge and the Super Trofeo all will be taking part in the race this evening. Only a couple of minutes left of qualifying here around Spa, and as you can see, it's unsurprisingly the GT2s leading the way. The track map there looking absolutely solid. Quite a few cars already done with qualifying and into the pit. Apologies, we lost game sound there as well. Qualifying is coming to an end. As you can see, a whole lot of cars setting times, although 2 DSQs, I think they'll get back in for the race. Alaman and Pluth both in the same team as well. But as I said, unsurprisingly, it is a GT2 that has topped the timing piles. And yep, that's still running. Thomas Nopek taking all 3 purple sectors as well, a good 1.4 seconds separating him from the rest of the field. And in fact, if we do it this way, we'll get a good look at this. So we've only got one Porsche Cup car, Fernando driving away there at 15. GT4s taking the grid tonight. The 2021 Porsche Cup car, slightly more popular than the 2018 version, FRL's very own Benjamin Eck. And in fact, Garby and Keddy as well in the top 4 there. Nigel Longdon making an appearance. In the Lamborghini Cup cars, 7 of them out on track. With Senatore up at the top of the field. Let me just see if I can get some times up. There we go. In the Ferrari Challenge Evo, 6 drivers, Angel, Romano and De Jong, the top 3 there. Quite close between the top 4 in that class. The GT2, the most popular of the classes, 29 cars. And as I mentioned, unsurprisingly, it's the I did think the Mercedes would do really well around here actually, but it's Thomas Nopek in the Audi and Gilles Allemann in the Audi in the top 3, with Senatore in the Lambo in second place. And the BMW is the slowest cars in the game, but I've been told they're a whole lot of fun to drive, and only 3/10 separating the top 2. So as I say, we have 72 cars taking part in this one. 90-minute race with no mandatory stops required. Completely free strategy for the drivers. So it will be fun. Peter Kasperger in the chat, go QRT. Looks like they've got a new livery on display this evening. Not sure how well we'll be able to see it though, given the lighting conditions here at Spa. Is for Halloween, so it seems appropriate we will be racing during the witching hour. 14-degree track temperature, so it's going to be a tough one for the drivers to get those tyres into the window. Oops. There we go. So yeah, we'll get a quick rundown of the grid. It'll only be a couple of seconds on each car, of course, with there being so many. We're expecting cloudy cover this evening. All the timing data as well is on Pitwall Live, so if you do want to keep an eye on the data, see who is putting in the best, most consistent laps, who is spending how much time in the pits, because all the cars will need at least one stop. I'm not sure that any of them have got a 1.5 hour fuel tank, although I may be proved wrong. We shall see. Yeah, RVGA Sim Racing as well. Good evening. And welcome in. We'll get the rundown of the cars in a few moments. There we go. Sorry, usual technical problems when this thing appears. Please move, there we go. So yeah, a very quick rundown of the grid. 11:04 local time, so the race will finish, as I say, just after the good old witching hour. But yeah, quick rundown of the 72 cars. As we get a quick run through the runners and riders, I will bring as much commentary to this as I can, but yeah, I'm sure you can hear a wee bit under the weather at the moment, as we say up here in my part of the world. We're here at Spa though. Absolutely love this track. Oh, Ton Jaffa. It's 2 cars starting from the pit. It's going to be an absolutely insane lap 1. Good mix of the cars right through the field. As you can see, the BMW is predominantly down at the back of the field. A couple of the Porsches starting from the pits. So they'll join them down there. We seem to be jumping about a bit, so a couple of cars I think slightly out of order. But we'll see how they go for the race. Do love some of these BMW liveries. Yeah, they do look good on these cars. And yeah, that's not too bad. Halfway through, yeah, just over 3/4 of the way through the lap, and we got through all of the cars. There's Thomas Nopek. I'm expecting the Mercedes race to do quite well. That thing should go fairly well in a straight line, as we've seen before, through Blanchimont on the warm-up lap. Then, as I say, 90 minutes of racing with a completely open pit strategy for the drivers. So it's certainly going to be an interesting one over the 90 minutes. Lots of racing coming up as well for FRL. We'll bring you, if I am not mistaken, yeah, the ACC GT3 nightclub will be starting again sooner, or is it? Might actually be underway. But you can sign up to that on SimGrid, of course. So get yourself over to the FRL host page. And yeah, you can get yourself signed up to all of the phenomenal races. That should rotate to another poster. Ah yes, of course, the GT3 seasons as well getting underway. Around what will be turn 1 of the lap. It is the last lap, last corner on the warm-up lap. Although I used the word warm up, used the phrase warm up loosely at 14-degree track temperature, and see how the drivers do for turn number 1. Should be off and running, and it's going to be solid. Still quite a few cars coming through the source as we get the green lights, and away they go. Thomas Nopek getting a good start. So too Gila Aleman tucked himself right under the rear spoiler. Got some side-by-side action through Blanchimont. A couple of speed tokens used by some of the drivers. Nicely done. Only 3 wide just to get on to the Kemmel Straight. Some of the cars down the back only just making it to. Why is it not changing? Yeah, so we're going to keep watching the drivers up in front. Oh, and that's some cars arriving very late on the scene there. Almost missed his break. That Porsche is completely wild. Just made up about 3 places there off track, and another car having to take the escape road. I have no control over the camera at the moment. There we go, weekend. Oh, a couple of cars by the wayside down at the back of the field. Oh yeah, a couple of cars coming out of the pits, and there's been a bit of a collision. It says that Hill and the Alpine is in the pits. I'm not sure that is accurate, but over the front, it's Aleman, who according to this is in 2nd place. The game taking a little while to catch up. There is quite a few cars for the telemetry to work with. It's saying that Riem Vez is in 1st. He is not. It's definitely Thomas Nopek who is out and leading the way. Had a couple of early accidents as well. Oh, the car just runs wide there. Let's see what happened here further down at the back of the grid. It's the BMWs. Oh yeah, almost a oh wow. So they arrived on scene to absolute carnage. Yeah, so that was several cars got caught up in that. Let's see if we can get a better look. Oh no, so this is through the Kemmel Straight. Wow, so there was accidents right at the start and in down through the exit of the Melody complex as well. Oh, the BMW has completely missed his brakes there and ended up running deep. Oh, he's collected a car, or been collected. We're trying to get himself back on track. Yellow flags every place, but yeah, there was the initial contact. Sent one car right over. There's 2 contacts in the background there, 2 FRL cars very nearly coming together as well. And that should, yeah, that's let the telemetry sort itself out ever so slightly. Another couple of accidents just taking place. Nothing for the drivers up at the front though. It's Nopek, Aleman and Senatore leading the way. That's Aleman up a position, gets himself past Hajma Horman. Is in the KTM. He is going exactly. He is currently running exactly where he started, but he's got gasolina heavily breathing down his neck. Further down the field, as you can imagine, still very close there. Vicom in the Porsche Cup car, right in the middle of the field. Oh no, for another accident up at the front. Sorry, the broadcast software is struggling to keep up at the moment. Not the broadcast software, the remote software is still going to keep up with everything that's going on. There is a lot of action taking place. Chris Gedman there in the Ginetta. It does look like he got involved in some incidents as well. He's just made back a place there. Oh no, sorry, so he's just made up a place there actually, yes. So I think he dropped a couple at the start and he's just made them back. Definitely some damage on the Ginetta. Mark Stewart down in 12th position. Oh, sorry, down 12 positions. I can't see what caused that, but himself and Torkin losing another spot there. Toji Hirako. Wow, what a ridiculous name for a driving team. That's, yeah, we won't be watching him anymore, that's for sure. Josh Redhead with a good start as well, up 13 places out of the gates. Bear with me one moment. Still a good solid battle up at the front. Hadjo Horman on the jump on board. He's still exactly where he started, so it's been a good start for Horman. It really is struggling to keep up with a lot going on. As you can see off the back of the KTM, he's got half a second back to Gasolina, the top 6. Still within 4 seconds of one another. Ooh, and that might change things up going into the final chicane. As we can see ahead of him, he's got Senatore Aleman. In fact, that's a big gap now. Aleman taking the fastest lap of the race in the opening exchanges. Himself and Nopeg completely different lines. Oh, and I tell you what, that's not what Nopeg needed. Aleman has got an absolutely phenomenal run. Nopeg's going to have to go full defensive down the hill across the start line. They're going to be side by side, of course they are, through to Rouge and Radion. Oh, Aleman half backing out of that one there. Neither of them sacrificing the speed token to maintain their momentum over the top of the hill, but Nopec can certainly feel the fellow Audi driver breathing down his neck at the moment. Into Melmedy they go. Heavy on the brakes. Nopec just about hanging on there. This could play right into the hands of Senatore. He could find himself with 2 overtakes. With the 2 cars ahead. He does have 1 second back to Horman, who's got Gasolina and Cowley. There's some drivers coming at the pits. One of the Maseratis into the pits. There's been 10 cars coming so far. I think a few of them were in for some early damage. Ton Jaffer, I believe, started from the pits. So his positions gained will be a bit broken. Yeah, Istamin. Yeah, Jaffer down 3 overall. Chris Jones down 28 positions as well. So yeah, some movers, major movers and shakers right throughout the field, as you would expect in a mixed grid around Spa. A couple incidents on lap 1, well, an absolute monster up at the top of Rouge and Radion. Looked to be about 15 to 20 cars got themselves involved. That is one of the many joys of this beloved course. And I think what we're going to do, if you bear with me a moment, I think I'm going to put the floodlights on. Apologies, massively unprofessional, but if we do this, this, and this, there we go. Yep, someone's put 50 pence in the meter. We've now got the spotlights on. Floodlights engaged. So we'll be able to see the cars much more clearly now. Senatore can definitely clearly see the race leading. In fact, Jerome Jongen looking for places. I think he's just made an overtake. The QRT Porsche sporting the brand new QRT livery. I didn't think that was getting unveiled until Sunday. But if I'm not mistaken, this would be the first public showing for the new QRT livery. So let's jump on board. He's got Hugo Brunschnick ahead of him. With Kanika not too far up the road, so solid battle is going to brew on there. Then we see Marco Keddy, 20th position overall, 4th in the Porsches. The Ferrari's doing well as well, 16th and 17th for Angel and Romano respectively. Oh, I tell you what, that is almost a mistake there. And it is a bit of a mistake. He runs off track, loses the position. Blue flag waving. Oh, and he's just sacrificed the speed token on the way out of there as well. The drivers happy to share these positions about at the minute. Not so much sharing going on up in the top 3. Still Nopec, Aleman and Senatore leading the way. Aleman and Senatore have swapped positions. Oh, that's a fair bit of tyre squeal for this early in the race. Lots of classes out on track and lots of overtaking going on right through the field. I am getting constant reports of slight off-track excursions for a couple of the drivers. I'm looking for some. I'm looking at number 13. with Eugene Torkin. Okay, so he's just gone past the yellow flag there, one of the cars off through the campus complex. Oh, he's just gone full send there. No way he was making that corner. Wow, so 13 and 7, lucky and unlucky. Oh, another car completely missing their brakes and gaining a couple of positions. Full dive bomb off track. The BMWs, you can see just how down on pace they are to every other car in the field. So the rest of them will be semi-competitive amongst one another. Obviously the top end will see the GT2s absolutely dominate, but certainly throughout the rest of the field, a lot of the cars will be quite close with their varying performance ability at different parts of the track. The BMWs though, they are going to be pretty much down in the back and lapped several times before the end of the race. Kanika slightly wavered there. Upwell Rouge over Radion, and he is going to move over and go defensive. We've got a yellow flag for Nigel Longdon as well. He's just come off track. Ooh, almost contact into Melody. Another car taking the exit road on. We've got a car going very slowly on the exit to Melody. That's taken out the Mercedes of Reyes. So someone looking to get back up to speed there, not quite managing it. Is it Cowley? No, he's further down the road, but Reyes certainly getting massively caught out there. Let's see this from his point of view. So we're on the bonnet. Apologies for the poor frame rate. He comes round the corner. You can see the dust there. Gets through the first part of the corner. Then you can see the car moving slowly. Ooh. Alaman has taken the lead of the race. Let's see if we can get a look at the overtake. The two Audis. Oh! Big contact there. That's Alaman that we're on board with. So he made contact with the back of Nopek there in the braking zone. Oh, Nopek has slowed down and let him past. Oh, or has he? Is he just trying to preserve those tyres? Bit of a wiggle on the way out of the campus complex. A lot of light flash. Another car going slowly on the Kemmel straight there. The leaders absolutely whizzing past there. Nopek hanging on to second at the moment. Zenitore just about hanging on to third. Cowley and Foreman have got themselves very close. Terrible onboard camera. Oh, and again the divers really late on the brakes. Throwing the cars into some of these corners. A lot of action going on down the field as well. Jastrabetsky. Sorry, Jastrabetsky in the classic Need for Speed livery finds himself in second place. Who's up looking for? Yeah, no, we need to get him out of the race. Just in case anybody wonders, it's not big and it's not clever to name your teams out. Things like that, I'm going to be honest, massively distasteful. And I have actually asked for him to be removed from the race, so we'll see if we can get the stewards onto that. Max Stoltz is the Mercedes that we saw moving slowly along that Kemmel straight. His Mercedes is looking very battered and bruised there, so he might come into the pits sooner rather than later. Tom Brunel, organiser of the race, he's in the BMW as well. The beautiful Michelin Pilot livery, currently in 53rd place overall. Got the Ferraris looking to go past him. Ton Jaffa. Oh wow, he has just been collected. Yeah, but he's come straight into the pits here. He's going to get that damage repaired as quickly as possible. It's not actually showing up as an incident, strangely enough. So no replay on that one. There's Horman coming into the pits from the top 10. Only 17 minutes into the race. Does say he was involved in an incident. Oh, that's Benjamin X, sorry. Yeah, through the swerves, squeezes the post through there. Past the BMW, got the QRT Maserati just ahead of them. Oh, he sneaks his nose in front there just about. But it's Hadjo Horman that I'm looking for. Yeah, nope, so he's just come in for strategic purposes. Gilles Alleman absolutely monstering it up at the front. Now he's got himself in the lead. It's a 2.5 second gap with Cowley up into third. Gasolina in fourth position. Benjamin X just had himself a bit of an incident as well. He is tumbling down the order. Let's have a look and see what's happened here. So continuing on, you can see the different pace and the different classes. Oh, he's had to hold he's had to lift massively twice there. It's cost him a position and grip on the back of the car. Oh, he's made contact up the inside and insult to injury, facing completely the wrong way. So that is Gasolina promoted a position. Alleman in first place still. Wiesenberg and Romano doing battle now. Romano trying to keep up with Angel. Angel getting a great start to the race in that Ferrari. And we can see there is Romano just going past one of the BMWs. He's got Wiesenberg in the Lambo just behind him as he tries to keep up with his teammate in the Ferrari. Half decent onboard camera there, although can't see much because of the track map. So we jump onto that front wheel, into the source he goes. Ooh, and another BMW there. Massive differences in the abilities of these cars, and yeah, look, absolutely standing still. The BMWs compared to anything else. Can carry a decent bit of momentum through the corner apex, but when it comes to any kind of straight line speed, they just don't. The KTM in fourth place at the minute, chasing down the Maserati of Cowley. Benjamin X still in 20th position. Hadjo Horman, who came into the pits from the top 10. There's Yannick Plus in 54th. So I'm trying to find Hadjo Horman. Is he still in the race? I'm sure he will be. There he is there. So he's back at the pits, 39th position for the KTM driver. So that'll be his pit stop done. Again, it's not a mandatory pit stop the drivers have to take. It's quite simply to make it to the end of the race. All strategies are welcome, as there's more cars coming in to take a pit stop. I'm sure a lot of them will try and leave it as long as possible. Harman, though, was fully engaged in a battle there. Gilles Alleman is absolutely flying now that he's got himself ahead. Finds himself blue flagging past one of the GT4 Audis with Nopec just coming round the last corner as well. 2 seconds of a gap there. Cowley and Gasolina still in the top four with Senatore down into 5th position, so he's lost quite a few at the start. That keeps freezing up. Yeah, 3 positions he's lost. Brunschik losing 2 as well. Jerome Jongen is up 2 spots on where he started. incident still taking place. What happened to car number 50? Says broke. Let me see if I can find out. Can't see anything on the incident report. So maybe come out to take a pit stop. Car number 50. We are down 5 cars. We did start with 72. Yeah, I can't see a car number 50, so I think they might be one of the cars that have disconnected from the server. There was, yeah, if you weren't here from the start, there was a fairly massive incident right at the start of the race. It's Spa, as you would expect, at Rouge and Radion. Almost takes out the back of the BMW, and yeah, there's about 15 to 20 cars got caught up in that. Quite a bit of damage shared around between the drivers, so may no longer be in the race. I will have another quick look. Here you can see the pace difference. That is one of the BMWs. That's Tom Brunel. But yeah, gets absolutely left behind. Jerome Jongen. That's where we're going to have a look next. Although, was that an incident for... Oh no, we've got another BMW that we're going past. Lucas de Doig making up places as well. Son Angel certainly closing up on the battle ahead of him. Wiesenberg has got himself past Romano and Angel, and in fact Romano I think is coming to the pits as well, unless he's had himself a bit of an incident. Yeah, can't see him on the time report. His Ferrari, I think, is done for the day. Maybe. Oh no, there he is. Yeah, my apologies, Christian. Oh, so he's got himself ahead of Angel. Nothing shown as an incident for him, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but certainly Angel losing spots to fellow Ferrari driver Romano. And looks like Romano still under pressure from Wiesenberg. So solid fight between those two. Lopek still looking to hang on to Aleman. They're going to have constant traffic, as you can see from the track map there on the right hand side. It's going to be absolutely chocker around every part of the track from now to the end of the race, even with the pit stops. The drivers are constantly going to be in traffic. Aleman did have himself a big 2-second gap, but that might be a speed token that's squandered there. And we'll see Song Angel catching back up to Wiesenberg, 3 left behind. He's still chasing down the Lambo and the Ferrari. This for the lead in the Ferrari class, of course. We've got all the classes apart from the GT3s out racing. Slightly different line there for Angel, and you can see the back of the Lambo disappear off into the distance. Jongen still chasing Verona ahead of him. Beautiful view over the crest of the hill there. We've still got 67 cars out and running. Oh, yellow flag. Oh, Tom Brunel. Just flashing these lights at some of the race leader or some of their cars. Oh, and he just loses the back. Oh, that's minor contact with the wall there. So yeah, certainly could have been a lot worse. Definitely could have been a bit better for Tom. And the BMW is now spreading themselves right throughout the field. Alex Zakdal in the Chevy for the Brain Dead Racing team. It's a great name for Halloween. Have a crunk dunk. Oh, have a... Yeah, not entirely sure if that's a snack too relevant to Zakdal's region. There's Yannick Plus in the pits, more drivers in the pits. How many pit stops have we had so far? Oh, there's a couple of cars that have been in there for quite a while actually. Krasnov's been in and out, Stephen Bathgate in the BMW for Alba Racing. They've been in and out of the pits as well. Just takes a little bit of contact from the Need for Speed BMW. Solid battle between these two for position. Although the Need for Speed car, I think, is in the lead. Bailey Stewart going past Simon Turner for the Scuderia team. That's a good overtake there for the Ferrari driver. Still, well, from a distance, that looks like a different livery. I was going to say it's a Newcastle United livery, but it is most definitely not. Gilles Allemann still in the overall lead. Thomas Nopek is still absolutely hunting them down. Both making their way through the traffic pretty well at the moment. That's already 30 minutes of the race gone. Track temperature still at 13 degrees, so it's actually holding quite well thanks to the cloud cover. Oh, and the race leader's been wiped out by the Mercedes. Gilles Allemann has been collected by a back marker, and that has put the lead back into the hands. And now that is a Mercedes we were looking at earlier. I believe it is still carrying a bit of damage as well. Yeah, you can see the bonnet slightly separated. Oh, wow. Yeah, safe to say the Mercedes massively wavered there. And that has cost Allemann hugely as he now finds himself with a 3-second gap. And I do think it's going to be slightly more than 3 seconds by the time we get an update on that. We'll keep an eye on Son Ankel and Christian Romano. These two about to engage in battle once again. In fact, Wiesenberger is definitely ahead of these two, but on there it says that he is behind, so that's just taking a second to catch up. Yeah, on board with Romano. This one for the lead in the Ferrari Cup cars. Great drive by both of them to get themselves inside the top 15. And in fact, De Jong, Garby and Bogomaz having a battle as well. Two Ferraris sandwiching the Porsche of Garby, and that is very close indeed. In fact, let's see if we can find... Wow, the Ferrari's getting very close as well. There's Garby in the Porsche through Blanchimont. We've got another back marker in there as well. There's going to be constant, as I mentioned, there's going to be constant interaction with back markers for the rest of the race. It's all going to be about how the drivers handle that. We've still got 66, and we'll have lost one more car. Oh, a couple of cars running off track there. Just to let the faster cars through. Gasolina still in fourth in the KTM. Good strategy in the pits, could see him get back up. Oh, Senatore just picking up a track cut warning there. Trips into the pit on any racer to be, or penalty trips into the pits definitely to be avoided at all costs in any race. But in a multi-class one like this, you really do want to make sure you're out for as long as possible. Matteo now, I'm not sure if it's Esposito or Esposito. If anyone in the chat does know the correct pronunciation of Matteo's surname, Esposito or Esposito. It's looking good in that Lambo at the moment though, very nicely done. Down through that corner, there is Turner coming into the pit, so yeah, around about the 30-minute mark. Quite a few cars coming in and out. Hajo Horman, one of the earliest cars to come into the pit, so he is down 28 positions on where he started, but vast, a lot of cars ahead of him. Of course, still need to take their pit, so we'll see where that irons out for him. Benjamin Eck finds himself in 18th place overall. Nick Brunsnick's down 3 on where he started, much like Vincenzo Senatore. Not too far behind Verona though, and he's got Jongen certainly spurring him on. The two QRT teammates inside the overall top 10 at the moment. There we go. Dominic Gries in the Porsche, got Wishnin, Garby, Eck and Keddy ahead of him. Keddy 17th place overall in the Porsche, 3rd. In fact, no, so he's in the Porsche Cup car. Jongen is in the GT2. All the Porsches out on track. We've even got a 2018 out there as well. Let's see, Garby. Now he is running where he started. He's got Jean closely ahead of him, still sandwiched between those two Ferraris. There's another car coming into the pits. That's 37 minutes gone. So a lot of cars going for the early strategy. Thomas Nopek gifted the lead after Mercedes caught Gilles Aleman out on the way out of the campus complex. Aleman now 2.1 seconds down. At one point he was 2 seconds ahead. So that gap has certainly been interchangeable. As we jump on board with Cora Shaven. 12th place he's in at the moment. He's got Wiesenberg, who is carving his way through the field in that Lamborghini, to be fair. Wiesenberg up to 11th position, so he's up 5. Cora Shaven, though, up 6 positions himself. So great start by both of these cars. I think that is actually the Mercedes that unfortunately caught the race leader. A couple of cars making their way past. 40th position. No, actually, slightly different shade. So yeah, so that is a different Mercedes for that one. Chris Gedman still carrying a bit of damage from the early exchanges, but he is cracking on in that KTM. But still a long way to go, given everything that we've seen so far. Yeah, not out with the realms of possibility to still see huge changes in a lot of these positions. Jerome Jongen for QRT, behind his teammate Brunsnicks for QRT. The Porsche and the Maserati having a solid run at the moment. Again, both of them comfortably inside the top 10 and doing well. In 22nd place, Nikita Bogomas chasing down De Jong still. Garby has got himself ahead of these two though, so he is no longer sandwiched by the Ferraris. He's got a decent gap as well as another BMW flies on by. Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, Thomas Nopek now finds himself with a good gap over Aleman. It's extended from 2.1 to 2.7 seconds since that incident. Let's jump back on board with Romano. Dedoy, Koroshaven and Wiesenberg just ahead. This could play right into the hands of Angel. He's gone a bit wayward to say the least. He's now 2 seconds down on Romano after having a decent little lead. It's certainly turned around hugely and all in the favour of Romano, but this bit of traffic ahead of him Might not be what he is looking for. Jump on Riesenberg's rear spoiler. We can see the gap that he is dealing with in the Lambo. Corsa, Doig and Romano. There's one of the Ferraris that's freshly out of the pits, just being overtaken. As De Jong comes into the pits. I did wonder if we'd see the majority of the field come in at the halfway mark. Certainly a lot of them getting it done way before then. Oh, my apologies. Right, I found car 50 finally. Kevin Zocht Racing. Ulrich Dreyfing in the Porsche. Down 5 positions. And I don't think... Yes, he has been in the pits as well, so... only down 5 positions despite coming in to the pits, so that's not too bad at all. And a solid grid, so he'll be running to the end, so definitely positions to be made up. Yeah, quite a bit going on. GR Sim Racing, good evening, welcome in. Sorry, bear with me a moment again, I'm slightly under the weather, just catching my breath. But yes, a happy Halloween to yourself as well. Hajo Horman was one of the cars I was keeping an eye on. Came into the pits early from the top 10, finds himself in 18th position. Certainly Gasolina having a good run after his pit stop. He's back out in 14th place. Going to be more movers and shakers in this region of the field, with more pit stops still to be taken. I think we have shifted the yellow flag. Yes, has returned to the pits. We've had a couple of drivers with penalties as well in the pit stops. Esposito with a stop go 32nd. There was a couple of drive-throughs dished out down through the field as well. We have lost a few more cars. We've lost 10 since the start. 72 brave souls did start the FRL Big Grid. There's Kanika coming into the pits as well. So yeah, just on the halfway mark, we're seeing quite a lot of cars coming in and taking their pit stops. Melker Garvey certainly looking to take positions, and in fact, no, he's not got ahead of Cowley. They're coming into campus. Oh, Son Angel with a yellow flag. He was leading the way in the Ferraris. He is once again. Oh, yellow flag because he was coming out of the pit. That puts him back behind Romano, so no undercut for him there. Hajo Horman again came in the pits from inside the top 10. And now finds himself in 15th. We'll see how many more places he can make up. We'll see how long before the race leaders decide to come into the pits. So that is Aleman, one-time race leader, still the fastest lap being held by Aleman as well. He has stayed out. got Gilles Alleman back out the pits. 6th position, so good quick turnaround there. And there has been faster pit stops, so I'm not sure if he was. Yeah, I'm not sure if he was maybe getting a bit of damage repaired. We did see a bit of contact with one of the Mercedes. Oh, the Lambo massively missing his brakes there. That is going to be a slap on the wrists from the in-game stewards. More cars coming to take their pits. It's Nick Brunschnick's. So apologies again, the remote software is struggling to keep up with the number of cars on track. Might need a bit of an update by the programmers, because yeah, should definitely be able to handle this number of cars. We're able to see Mark Stewart in the Maserati. The BMWs are constantly being swapped. Every place we look, we can see all the classes driving past the BMWs. Romano still leading the way in the Ferrari Cup cars. He's done well to separate himself pretty well from Son Arkel. Absolutely solid drive from Romano. Was inside the top 15. I do expect him to get back there once the pit stops have ironed themselves out, as Benjamin Eck comes through Le Source. A bit of damage on his car. Nick Brunschnick comes in the Maserati. That'll give Alleman another position back. Eck is still to take his pit stop. So at the moment he is up 10 places. He's going to lose most of them though. When he does come into the pits, there's another car just exiting the pits as Brunschnick is still in there. No sign of Nopek coming into the pits as he rounds Le Source once again. That puts him on lap 24. The BMW is on lap 19. A couple of them on lap 20. Yeah, just moving on to lap 20 for the BMWs. Well, with some of them being GT4s and some of them being the M2 cars as well. It's quite the mixed up grid. Horman should take another place back. His teammate Jongen. That is Verona. There is Jongen. That's him on his way out of the pit stop. Only 3 cars in the top 10 still to take their pit. Dominic Guise. Send it to the limit racing. That is a team name. Oh wow. Right over the curb there. A couple of cars taking avoidant action. Yellow flag for Jongen, but that's because he's on the pit exit. Oh, and he's pulled right over in front of him. That's going to be an interesting one on the way into Melmedy. The pace differential massively apart there along the Kemmel Straight. All four of them do make it through. Thomas Nopek is also no pit at the moment. He has got a 1 minute 40-second gap. Pit stops have been about 1 minute 15. So depending on what he does in the pits, he could well come back out with a decent lead here. Let's jump on board with Marcus Hugo. Even with the stadium lighting on, it's still getting difficult to see as we reach and breach the witching hour. We're about to reach and breach the 1 hour mark of the race. Only 30 minutes left to go for the FRL Halloween Party Big Grid. And it is still a big grid. Still got 62 cars out on track, I believe. 59 on track, 2 in the pits. Fernando and Plus both still in the pits. Hajo Horman, that's him making up a place as well. He's only just behind Yongin. So the two QRT drivers will be on top of one another fairly shortly. Yellow flag there for Romano. In fact, dual yellow flag and an so he's had a previous accident to this. Let's have a look. There's a couple of incidents here for Romano. Is he about to take a Porsche in the rear? It is very close on the way to cameras. Oh, and he's just lost the back of the car. Wow, he did everything he could there to avoid contact. That is just as unlucky as it gets. There's absolutely no accounting for that. That curb really is a killer. There was a previous incident though, which I think has thrown his tyres off ever so slightly. Just a bit earlier in the lap, coming down to what is now Speaker's Corner. Oh, just takes a gentle bump on the rear there, manages to hold on to the back of it. And then, yeah, we saw him just come off the curb again. Kicked off that curb rather violently, did everything he could to avoid contact, but did catch the brain-dead racing car right next to him. We do have a yellow flag for Gilles Alleman though. I think he's just run wide of the track limits. Gaz Gasolinas had a very solid race indeed, and he's about to try and improve on a good start as he's got the Porsche of Benjamin Eck directly ahead of him. Eck still to take his pit stop. So himself and Nopek, two of the longest runners, but there it is. Gasolina retakes 4th place before the Porsche comes into the pit. So great drive by Gasolina. He's got himself well ahead of Senatore, who's down a couple of positions. He started, of course, in 2nd place, and then finds himself in 6th with 27 minutes and a few pit stops left to take. Guise still to take his pit stop, so too Penelope Dobbins in the Ginetta, running 13th position at the moment. We've also got Nico Veldman to take his pit stop, so too Dennis Weisman and Josh Redhead, Chris Gedman as well. Despite that damage, going for a very long first stint. It's been 1 hour and 3 minutes so far, so quick splash and dash on the horizon. Seen a couple of pit penalties. There's a drive through for track limits Bathgate in the BMW. Falling foul of the in-game stewards. Nopec completely still surrounded by traffic. Just coming to the campus complex once again. It was Stavelin through Blanchimont. 27 laps successfully completed so far. Aleman has made back some time. Only a few seconds though. He will need to make up a bit more than that if he's going to challenge Nopec for the overall race win. Jongen involved in a solid battle here as well for QRT. In the Porsche, they make back positions. Fending off Hugo and Horman. Hugo has put himself between the two QRT drivers. There's less than a second separating these through Blanchimont and at the final chicane. It's a good run through there by Jongen. It's amazing how much that Porsche sounds like it's barely moving the engine in the GT2s. But it is sort of barely moving, barely working. Oh wow, the KTM so much quicker through the corners there. As BMW just gets out of the way, more cars getting themselves out of the way. BMW and the Mercedes both find themselves being passed. Oh, Hugo looking to make the most of that though through the source. He's going to have to make the most of the track limits, which he fails to do. That could be a slap on the wrists, unless he lifted. It didn't look like he lifted too much. There was a Maserati being overtaken as well. It said right the way through the race since lap number 2. And we've had cars interacting on the blue flag level. Oh, Sonakel is now right on the rear of Christian Romano. The two of them looking to get back into the top 15 in the top 2 Ferraris. There we go, finally switches over. Horman, Hugo and Jongen still very close. Romano and Ankel 16th and 17th. We did see Romano accidentally make contact with another car. Unfortunately, just caught him out. The curve on the exit, we can see. Yep, so you can see here, the exit curve loses a bit of speed there, and the curve just unsettles the car. He slams on the brakes to try and avoid contact, and the curve sends him off to the side. So that is how he lost time to Angel. Viez picking up a drive-through for track limits, as well as he is picking up the attentions of the dog. The two of them looking to swap places. While one of the BMWs makes their way through the campus complex, the QRT car has been overtaken. Of course, Viez with the drive-through, so he'll take that position back again. Cristiano Romano has reasserted himself as the lead Ferrari. Now got a 1.1 second gap over Angel. I don't imagine that's the end of this one though, with 19 minutes to go. BMW just giving a free bit of slipstream there to Romano right at the end of Blanchimont. And then the chicane, Angel's going to have to make his way past. Mark Stewart, I think picked up, oh no, he didn't pick up a penalty, my apologies. He had a spin. That's what it was, a couple of cars. There is Zach Dahl as well. Chris Gedman yet to come into the pits as well. An hour and 12 minutes he's done so far. So a solid opening stint. Same with the race leader Nopek. He's lost another 2 seconds to Aleman over the past 3 laps. So not gaining massively at the minute, but I think, well, I was thinking he was maybe the fresh tyre advantage. Well, there certainly doesn't seem to be a huge advantage. Nopek coming up behind one of the Audis, just on the exit of the Stablo, and makes his way past very nicely indeed. Jerome Jongen in the thick of things at Mechanic himself, and Kanika looking for 8th place. It's Kanika that's got it at the moment in the Lamborghini. The Brazilian driver doing well out of Stablo there once again, and off he runs, leaves Jongen almost standing in that Porsche, to be fair. There's a drive-through clear. Marcus Hugo still entrenched in the battle as well. On board with Gasolina chasing down Senatore. Senatore, of course, started in 2nd place, now finds himself in 4th. Gasolina up 3 places on the start. He started in 8th. So a great drive there. Benjamin Eck, of course, in the top 10. He's made it up 9, but he's still to take a pit stop. Oh, that's not the place you want to be catching up to a back marker. Huge lift there from Gasolina. One of the many joys of multi-class racing is making your way through the traffic as well as possible, and Senatore certainly getting the rub of the green on that one. That's put a bit of a gap between himself and Gasolina though. Very much on a charge at the moment. He goes up the inside of the Need for Speed BMW. 15 minutes left to go. Still got quite a few cars in the race. 72 started. We've got 2 in the pits and 58 still out on track. Jay Daly bringing up the rear of the field at the moment in the Ginetta. One of the cars unwittingly caught out in the lap 1 incident at the top of Eau Rouge and Radion. I know, difficult to believe. 72 cars through Radion and Eau Rouge, and there was a bit of contact, caused absolute chaos with quite a few of the cars I'd imagine it will be picked up in the end of race highlights. Do make sure you stay about. We will run as much of the highlights as possible. We'll even keep the floodlights on. 14 minutes left to go. The BMWs, the majority of them on lap 26, 27, the race leaders on lap 32, so it just goes to show you the pace difference between those BMWs and the rest of the field. Hajo Horman back in the pits. Now, who's one of the first cars to take a pit stop? Came in from 8th position. And he's clipped the wall a couple of times there. That's not going to do him many favours at all. Kanika and Horman's teammate Jongen still dueling for this 8th position. Again, weaving their way through traffic. Jongen trying to find a spot to make that overtake. Not quite working at the moment. Gasolina though, he is caught right back up to Senatore as the lights do pop on. And he's going to nip up the inside there, hopefully. Very nicely done. Just hands on to the edge of the track. And it really is an art form to be able to make your way through the traffic the way these drivers are. No cars peeling into the pits. Less than 15 to go. The race leader is still out on track. I thought that was him coming to the pits. In fact, he's just coming to the pit lane now. And again, stays out. Surely not capable of doing this on a no-stopper. And the GT2 is doing an hour and 30 minutes on one fuel tank. That would be reasonably spectacular if he did. Oh, Son Angel goes past Christian Romano. Oh, Son Angel goes off onto the grass and into the wall. Through double gulch. That is not a good exit there. Angel in the 211. Let's see if we can... Oh no, there's already been an accident. In fact, so there you go, you can see he is chasing the Ferrari leader. They've got the Lamborghini, quite a bit of traffic there. And a couple of cars with the left, he's hit the left, Romano's hit the left. Oh, they've tried to go up the inside, wow. Oh, so easily done. That is Angel. Oh, and a lot more incidents popping up. Let me just see if I can catch the previous yellow flag. Oh, this might be part of the same incident. My apologies for watching the same thing again, just slightly earlier. But yeah, a lot of cars through double ghost there. A lot of indecision by a lot of the drivers. Fair bit of lane changing. Oh, and it's the Lamborghini that takes it in the rear. The Lambo did get straightened back up again. As there's another car coming at the pits, Verona. So we've got more cars coming in for late pit stops as well. Thomas Nopek has gained more time on Aleman. In fact, that gap back up by 5 seconds. And he's still to take a pit stop. Jerome Jongen still trying to get his way past Kanika. Romano now with a big gap. Verona and Horman both into the pits. Oh, Simon Turner in the closing stages has found himself with a bit of an incident on the way to Melmaday. So off the Kemmel straight. It's gone absolutely flying past there. Jams on the brake, touches the curb, goes a bit wide. Oh, the back of the card just says no grip here, thank you very much. Off you pop. And that's given him an Austin Power 76-point turn and a whole long way back onto the track. Nopek comes past the pit entrance once again. An hour and 20 minutes tucked under his belt. And that is a solid race lead. Jongen now right on the back of Kanika. He's got that post caught right back. Sends it up the inside, but he's run too deep. He's made contact on the exit. It's run them both off the course. They've both taken the escape road. Oh, the Lambo struggling to get grip on the exit there. So Jongen does find himself ahead of Kanika after that. Not the neatest through the final chicane by either of the drivers, but they've both survived. Minimal contact, minimal damage you would hope. On Andre Verona, who came in for his second pit stop, still into the pits. Daniel Jama finds himself up at the 22nd position overall. Solan Kerr now 17th. Romano back inside the top 15 in the Ferrari class. The BMW is Assetto, as far as I'm concerned, is leading the way. Ryan Fulton in second, and Pochteruk in third place. Apologies, a lot of these drivers are only just getting a first mention here. Struggling to keep up with the action and catch my breath, but we are cracking on. Tom Brunel, race organiser, we did see him with an unfortunate off-track excursion as well, but he is back out 51st midfield. Max Stoltz, the unfortunate driver who did catch Gilles Alleman when he was leading the race. Oh, there's a clumsy contact again. So yeah, a couple of drivers still getting caught out with the differences in performance between the cars. Nigel Longdon in the Long Smile car, carrying a bit of damage on the Porsche. Most of the cars carrying a bit of damage one way or another. Let's see if this is the time Nopek finally comes into the pits. He's into the final chicane. We're into the closing 10 minutes. Wow, is this going to be a last lap splash and dash? He's got a 103 second lead over Alleman. So yeah, any thoughts that Alleman had undercutting Nopek? Nopek has decided he's going to stay out as long as physically possible. And genuinely, if anyone in the stream knows how long these cars can go on one tank of fuel, please do let us know. As far as I was aware, it was only about an hour and 15 minutes, but I'm clearly massively wrong, because Nopek has now been out for an hour and 22 minutes and is still gaining time on the rest of the field. Yeah, there's definitely no way you're coming out the pits to clear air, that's for sure. It's the Porsche. My engine does sound good as he goes past. Kanika and Jongen still battling away. It's Kanika now doing the chasing as these two come up to some more traffic. They're constantly coming up to some more traffic. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. On the way out of Melody. Jongen just catching one of the cars, sending him off track there. The BMW getting himself firmly out of the way. So we'll see how this continues to play out. on board with Simon Turner, looking to get past Nigel Watt. He's violated those track limits quite a few times while we've been on board. He's going to need to be very careful. So 4 minutes left to go. Thomas Nopek is still out on track. An incredible run. Marco Keddy just being overtaken there by Son Angel, looking to get himself back up the order, and it does put Angel back up to fit back into the top 15. Good drive by both of the Ferraris, especially considering a couple of contacts that they've had. Benjamin Eck all over the back of Brunschnicks with Jongen 5 seconds down, so these two clear to battle it out for 6th position. It's Brunschnicks that's got it at the moment. Gasolina now 4 seconds down on Senatore, so Senatore showed a clean pair of heels with another couple of accidents. Yeah, still all going off. Less than 3 minutes to go, and Nopek has found another second on Aleman. And he has gone for a no-stop strategy. Benjamin Eck on a no-stopper as well. Confirmation the leader's on the final lap. If he could actually win and cross the line in the pits, of course, if his pit box is far enough ahead, but it's been Thomas Nopek. Started in first place. Did find himself behind Aleman for a while, but a fortuitous, certainly on his part, contact for Aleman when he was in the lead of the race, and that finds Nopek back up there with a 104 second gap. So yeah, the lightening of the fuel load has certainly made him quicker and quicker. Still more movers and shakers down the field to Jake de Jong making up a late place there. Mark Stewart just popping off track ever so slightly there. Nico Veldman in the Audi. Still lots going on throughout the field. Lots of cars interacting. We've still got 56 out on track. Started with 72. It's certainly taken its toll on a few of the cars. Kyle Lewin in the BMW is looking to get past Posterick in the closing state. And Posterick has just run wide there on the way to Melody, another car using that little escape piece of tarmac, and he's managed to get back on. Lewin will be looking to get that overtake done in the last lap if he can. Thomas Nopek is closing in on the race window here for the Halloween party big grid at Spa. 39 laps will be completed in the 90 minutes by the GT2 car. It's the last time he's going to come through Blanchimont. Of course he's going to be side by side with a Ferrari. Everyone's been side by side since the start of the race. there we go then, it is Thomas Nopek who takes the race win with a no-stop strategy. Didn't come into the pits, did take home the race win. Absolutely solid drive by Nopek. It's going to be Gilles Alleman that takes second position. And he has a fair bit of the lap still to go. Being 105 seconds down, we're going to see quite a few cars take the checkered flag. Yep, De Jong, Reyes and Bogomaz. There's Brunschnix taking the checkered flag as well. Manages to finish just ahead of teammate Jongen. And Benjamin Eck just being fended off there in the closing stages. Kanika taking a top 10 position with Marcus Hugo rounding out the top 10. 2 KTMs joined the 2 Lambos, 2 Maseratis, 2 Porsches and 2 Audis. Evenly split between the 5 cars, but it is the Audis that are taking the top spot honours. As you can see, Son Angel just being lapped once again. As Alleman looking to complete the lap, quite a few cars making their way to the pits. Cowley, Senatore and Gasolina still to finish. It's going to be Christian Romano that wins in the... we'll get a full look at the results, but it's going to be Christian Romano that wins in the Ferraris. Some of the GT2 and GT4 car types are a bit mixed up there, so we'll get a look at that in the actual splits at the end. But Romano taking the checkered flag. It's back in the pits, and Gilles Alleman into the final corner in the Audi. He's going to cross the line and he is going to take second place. Has a little bit of a wiggle on the way out as Angel looks to unlap himself, very temporarily though, because they both take the checkered flag. Alleman with a bit of a tank slapper across the line there. Cowley, Senatore and Gasolina with the yellow flag late in the proceedings, but it's James Cowley in the Maserati takes himself top spot. Takes himself third place, sorry, my apologies. Takes himself third place. The lowest on the podium, but he's still on the podium. Senatore brings it home in fourth, with Gasolina in fifth, and Brunschnix there, as we can see, in sixth position. I think that's the vast majority of the cars finished. Those 2 in the pits are going to cause a problem for the replay, but let me just very quickly grab the highlights. We'll show the full highlights at the end of the broadcast, but there we can see in the race it was Nopek, Alleman and Cowley taking the top spots. Jazrebski did win in the TCX BMWs. With the GT2s we saw that was Nopek, Romano and Angel with De Jong on the podium in the Ferraris. The 2022 Lambos, it is Senatore who is going to win there, in the Cup Lambo. In the 2021 Porsche Cup cars, it's Benjamin Eck, Koroshevan and Keddy that take the top 3 spots, and in the GT4s, Nico Veldman, unsurprisingly, winning there. He's a bit speedy with those things. Sekun in second place, Dobbins in third position, and it's Fernando that wins in the 2018 Cup cars. He was the only one driving. Fastest lap did go to Gilles Alleman as well, so congratulations there. Massively unfortunate for Alleman, as we saw. 72 started, 58 took the checkered flag. A few of the runners and riders there down at the bottom of the grid, not able to make it to the end of what was a very trying race for quite a few out on track. Spa at night at 13 degrees with 6 different classes of car. Who thought there would be this much fun? Everybody. We are going to call it short, not call it short, but that's all we've got time for this evening. I'm going to go and catch my breath as we throw on the race highlights. Remember, still more coming from FRL. That's not the screen that we want, and neither is that one. My apologies. I seem to have lost. There we go. Yeah, the ACC GT3 nightclub. For a COVID recovering dude, you talked a lot, Raven. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very much. It's yeah, sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse. But yeah, no, we did okay. We did okay. A lot more action we would like to cover. But huge thank you to everyone that's taken part in tonight's race. I do love these absolutely monster grids. I just wish I was a bit better equipped for it this evening. Get yourself over to SimGrid. Get yourself onto the host page there. You can sign up to one of the multitude of races, race series on multiple platforms, multiple games, multiple sims. Sorry, for racing. Yep. So get yourself over there. You get yourself the link to the Discord page as well. Yeah, you can get yourself signed up and take part in one of these phenomenal events. Let me just quickly fix this. We will leave you with the closing highlights. For some reason it's not letting me manipulate that. There we go, the Spa Mega Grid. Yes, here we go with the highlights then. Please do enjoy. We'll leave the whole 16 minutes of these to play, see if you can spot the car that was one of your favourites. My name has been John Wright, aka Double O Raven, or Double O Copperlot. I will be back again on FRL for 4 hours of Laguna Seca. So if you're not signed up to race, make sure you hit that subscribe button, get the notification bell, and hit the like on the stream as well, so you can make sure you don't miss any of the action coming your way from FRL. We'll leave you with the closing highlights from the 72 car Halloween Arcade Spa Mega Grid. And until next time, stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.